presentation to us about possibilities of studying in Spain, and then both public and private universities and the advantages, the visa requirements, and everything that we need to know about studying in Spain. Bon, I will quickly summarize it in front. Bonsoir tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes là pour faire une webinaire spéciale pour études en Espagne. Notre agence CEC Afrique Consulting, comme nous sommes fait tout de suite d'habitude, aujourd'hui nous sommes amenés de Madame Gosia, c'est la chef d'admission de Campus Spain, pour donner nous les informations par rapport aux études en Espagne. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes parlé avec et expliqué nous les conditions d'admission, les bourses, les requirements les conditions de visa, avec toutes les informations qui nous sommes bien sûr pour faire les démarches pour étudier en Espagne. Bon, quand nous sommes donné les paroles à lui pour y donner nous les présentations. So, Ms. Gosia, the floor is yours. So we give you the floor to make a presentation. We can start now, and as people are joining, we'll be admitting them. Thank you and welcome.
Please let her know she's muted, please.
The microphone of Madame Gosia is muted.
Let us know that the microphone is not on. We cannot hear her.
Can you hear me now? Sorry, I was trying to unmute, but it didn't work. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can I ask other participants to mute their microphones, because I can hear them back, and this is a little bit complicated. Okay. Okay, can you see my slide, the slides of my presentation moving?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah.
And it's moving. Okay, thank you. Let's start. Once again, welcome. Thank you very much for joining this webinar on Spanish education. It's an honor and a pleasure for us to be here to present amazing opportunities that international students have here in Spain in Spanish universities. My name is Gosia. I am the Director of Admissions of Campus Spain at Vigo City, at the University of Vigo and the State University of Vigo. And Campus Spain is an institution which helps international students to join public and private universities in Spain, but we are mostly focused on the public universities, because this is where students can join top-ranked universities with very affordable tuition fees. I will show you a few slides later how affordable it is to study in a top public university in Spain. You'll be surprised, and you'll be very surprised how affordable it is to study in Spain. Campus Spain represents all Spanish universities. In Spain, we have more than 30 private universities. I hope you can see a Spanish map with those universities right now. If not, please let me know, because that means that the slides are not moving correctly. And there are more than 80 public universities, which you should be. We are here at the University of Vigo in the north of Spain, very close to the border with Portugal and the Atlantic Ocean coast. But as I said, we have agreement and collaboration with all Spanish universities. Spanish universities are definitely worth international students' attention. As you can see, our universities are in top world rankings on very high positions. If you check rankings by subjects, you can see Spanish universities are especially highly ranked. All types of engineering programs, especially civil engineering and dentistry, architecture, and business management. But as you can see, many other degrees that are very popular among international students, like tourism management, modern languages, architecture, and business, are super highly ranked in Spanish universities. So what is the language of instruction in Spanish universities, and what are the costs of studies? If students choose to study in a private university, there are some famous private universities in Spain, like IE University or UCAM. Probably you've heard of those two, because these are the universities that most intensely promote abroad. If students decide to study in a private university in Spain, they will be able to study in English. So they don't need to prepare Spanish language, and they can join some private universities for but those private universities for English taught programs mostly specialize in degrees and masters related to business or tourism. But if students study in the private universities, they will have to have a big budget. To study in English in Spanish in Spain is expensive. Tuition fees per year start with approximately 10,000 euro up to even 20 or 30,000 euro per year. So this is a very expensive alternative. However, most of the degrees and most of master's programs in Spanish universities are offered by public universities. And here, the tuition fees, since this is a public education, are paid by the government, not by the students. Students only pay a small percentage, around 10%, which equals to approximately 700, 800 euro per year. Not more than that. This is approximately $1,000 per year for any degree or any master, including medicine, business, architecture, engineering. And the rest of the cost of studies is covered by a scholarship from a Spanish government that is guaranteed to all students, including international students from non-European countries. Now, in those public universities where those subsidized, affordable tuition fees are offered, students, to get admitted, are expected to speak Spanish. Normally, universities will request students to show B1 or B2 level Spanish language certificate. That does not mean that all the classes in those public universities will be taught in Spanish. Students don't have to be worried. Of course, public universities are adapted to receive international students. So the classes are bilingual. There are subjects that can be taught in English. Materials can take their exams and tutorials in English, but they are expected to know Spanish to benefit from this affordable tuition fees and from the scholarship from Spanish government. This is like a kind of a deal that the government has with international students. If you know my language, if you have B1 or B2 level Spanish language certificate, I guarantee to you that you can study for very affordable tuition fees. You will only pay approximately $1,000 per year, and you can take even the most prestigious degree or master in a Spanish public university. This is the map that shows how much exactly it costs to study in a public university in Spain. You can also see the monthly expenses international students have in different parts of the country. As you can see, in most of the states, Spain is divided into 17 states. As you can see, in most of the states, they are marked in green color. Yearly tuition fees are between 700 and 1,500 euro for any degree or any master. Some of the most famous universities are located in those states. So this is how much students need to pay for every year of their studies in most of the states of Spain. The tuition fees are a little bit more expensive in two important regions. in Catalonia, where Barcelona city is located, and in Madrid, in the capital city. There, the tuition fees will go from 1,500 even up to 9,000 euros. So if students don't have such a big budget, they should not be looking into Madrid and Barcelona. But again, the green cities, the affordable cities, have amazing universities and very famous cities as well. For example, Valencia, Seville, Granada, Salamanca. These are very famous universities, and they are based in green states where local governments support education very strongly, and therefore the yearly tuition fees are approximately $1,000 per year. Another advantage, apart from benefiting from those affordable tuition fees, is that if students decide to study in Spain, they will be studying in Schengen area in an EU country. That means that they will be free to move all over Europe with the study visa to Spain. They don't need to stay in Spain, Italy. They don't need any extra visa for that. Not only that, of course, the diploma from the Spanish university, since Spain belongs to European Union and to European higher education area, a diploma from degree or master from a Spanish university will be automatically recognized all over the world. So if you want to study dentistry in Spain, but you want to work in France, for example, that's possible because your diploma will be perfectly recognized. And finally, since Spanish universities belong to European higher education area, all international students who study in Spain are allowed to benefit from yet another extra scholarship. This scholarship is called Erasmus+, and it allows every single student of a Spanish university, no matter where they come from, for 1 year of their studies in another EU country as an exchange student in another university. During that time, let's imagine we have a student who takes a degree in business in Spain and goes to Germany or to Italy or to Ireland to study this degree as exchange student for 1 year. During that year, this student will only pay the Spanish tuition fees, those very low affordable tuition fees. And on top of that, students receive a scholarship that covers their living expenses. They get the money to pay for their rent and for their living expenses while they're in another EU country. So this unique opportunity will be given to all students who join a university in Spain. So how is the pathway of international students? How can an international student join those public universities in Spain? There is this previous step, which we call LCA, that students need to take in order to become eligible for admission to bachelor's or to master's in public universities in Spain, where they benefit from subsidized. Is LCA? LCA is a pathway program for international students who wish to learn Spanish, obtain a Spanish language certificate, and meet all admission requirements to get admitted to a public university in Spain. This pathway course is delivered by a university. We are not a language school, we are not a language academy, we are a public, prestigious university, and students come language certificate to a university. The name of the Spanish LCA pathway program stands from language because, of course, from Monday to Friday, they'll be joining intensive Spanish language classes with Spanish teachers of the University of Vigo. The C in the name of the course comes from culture because, apart from that, 30% of those Spanish language classes will be conducted outside the classroom during trips to other cities. We even take a boat and go to an island at the Atlantic Ocean, workshops, visit museums, go for football games. All of that is a part of the course. It's obligatory because this is also the way students learn Spanish. And finally, A in the name of the course stands from adaptation to university, because while students learn Spanish, Campus Spain team prepares the application to any university they wish to join. We help them to make all the paperwork, prepare the homologation procedure at the Spanish Ministry of Education, and make sure that if they get the Spanish language certificate, we will secure the admission to degree or master in the university of their choice. And as I said, our expertise, we're very experienced getting admissions for international students in public universities. So once students finish Spanish LCA program, once they have the language certificate, universities for those very affordable tuition fees. What do the students need to be admitted to a public university in Spain? Again, there is this general requirement of a Spanish language certificate, B1 or B2. But when students come to Spain, to our pathway program, they are not expected to know any Spanish language at all. They come with 0 level of Spanish, they join Pathway Spanish LCA program, and after 7 to 10 months, they will reach B1 or B2 level. They will obtain an official Spanish language certificate for that is recognized by all universities for admission to bachelor's and master. Now, those students who wish to study a degree, a bachelor's degree in Spain, apart from the Spanish language certificate, they need to provide us with a final high school diploma and with the transcripts of records for the last 3 years of high school. And those students who are willing to study a master's degree in Spain, they need to provide us with their bachelor transcripts of records, the list of all subjects they have studied with the marks. To be admitted to a master's degree in Spain, international students need to graduate from a degree in the country of a duration of at least 3 years. So we need to prove you have studied degree for at least 3 years to make you eligible for admission to master's degree in Spain. On top of those requirements, most of the international students don't need to take any additional entry exam. You don't need SIT, IELTS, none of this is. The only exception are students who wish to study medicine-related degrees, like medicine, dentistry, physiotherapy. Those degrees are very highly demanded, so in order to add extra points to the final high school results, students who wish to study medical degrees, they do need to take entry exams. But to study engineering, architecture, tourism, business, both on bachelor's or master's level, no entry exams are needed. You only need your high school documents or your degree documents if you are targeting master, and a Spanish language certificate. That's it. No further requirements. That's very easy and transparent. So these are actually our students during the Spanish LC Pathway program at the University of Vigo. So you can see it's not all about sitting in the classroom and learning the language. They're actually enjoying a beautiful city of Vigo. Vigo is not that famous internationally, but in Spain, it is known as one of the best vacation destinations. For example, all people from Madrid, they come here in Vigo because we have a wonderful climate and beautiful beaches here. This is the city where the Pathway program is conducted, Vigo City, but you can also see some photos of the University of Vigo campus. So this is where students will spend the first 7 or 10 months taking the Pathway program at the University of Vigo. But after that, our students can decide if they want to continue to degree and master at the University of Vigo, or if they prefer to switch. If they want to go to Valencia, to Sevilla, to Madrid, if they can afford it, we will help them to apply and get admitted to those other universities as well. Since Campus Spain wants to make sure all students are happy in Spain and successful with their admission to degree, here you can see all assistance that international students receive from us. So even before students arrive, Campus Spain will help every single student with the visa application. And that really means we will help. We will be contacting embassy on your, you are our student. Your admission letter will be issued by a public university, not by a language academy. So we have a very good success rate for visas because we work on visas very closely with the students. We're very professional. We work with immigration lawyers. So I know that when students think about studying abroad, the visa is a big problem, a big challenge. Here in Campus Spain, we are big visa experts. We are close to public university. We are close to the embassy. Not stressful for students, and that it's successful. Once students arrive to Spain to join Pathway program, every single student will be picked up from the airport by our team, will be taken to their accommodation. On the first day, we will show students around the city, show them how to use a shuttle bus to the campus. We will open their bank account, give them a Spanish SIM card. Assistance with absolutely everything will be provided. During the whole first year in Spain, during the whole Pathway program, students will receive so if they feel sick, if they need any kind of assistance, anytime, even at midnight, during the weekend, there is a person in our team they can contact and that will help them. This is very important both for students and the parents. And finally, while students study Spanish, Campus Spain team takes care of the homologation process and applies for all the students to the universities of their choice to make sure they get successfully admitted for degree and master in a public university where they will continue after. Here is the summary of the cost. As you can see, the Spanish Pathway program, Spanish LCA, has the tuition fees of 7,900 euro. This price is an investment that must be made in the language certificate so that once students can certify they have B1 or B2 level of Spanish, they access public education system in Spain, and suddenly the cost of studying drops drastically. So from the second year in Spain onwards, they're in a public $1,000 per year. But again, this first year, since while students don't speak Spanish, Spanish government does not subsidize them, students need to invest 7,900 euro in the Pathway program. What is included in those fees? It's also important to understand that 7,900 does not only include Spanish classes. All the outside the classroom activities, the trips, workshops are already included. A private medical insurance for the whole duration of the LCA program is included in these fees. Assistance of Campus Spain that I have just described to you, airport pickup, visa application support, a 24/7 emergency contact. All those services are already paid, included in the fees. That means that on top of 7,900 euro, Campus Spain will not ask students for any extra fee, any hidden cost, not at all. Even the private medical insurance is included in 7,900 euro. On top of that, students need to budget approximately 500 euro per month to cover their living expenses. For example, that costs 280 euro per month per student, and that's really affordable, much more affordable than similar programs in similar accommodation in other European countries. Spanish LCA Pathway program has two intakes. The incoming intake will start in September. The classes in the September 2024 intake will start on the 16th of September, and we are still open to admit last-minute applicants 25th of June. So this is the deadline for the September batch. The September batch has 10 months, and the September batch allows students to obtain B2 level Spanish language certificate. It ends in June. Students start their degrees or masters in September 2025. If September batch seems too early, and the next batch will be in January 2025, from January to July. This is an intensive course with level of Spanish, and of course this intake is open for applications right now. If you would like to apply, if you are a student who would like to apply for this program, you need to contact our representatives in your country and ask for the application form. We will ask you to submit your passport copy and the most recent transcripts of records. There is no need to be fully graduated to apply to the Spanish LCA Pathway program. of high school or the last year of bachelor's degree and can start the application process to the Spanish LCA program. We will also conduct an interview on Zoom with every student. This interview is with our admissions team. It is meant to check if students have good profile for visa and if students are motivated and focused and they are a good fit for the program. But there is no need to study or prepare for this interview. It's simply a friendly conversation. If after submitting this application, students get admitted to the program, they get an offer letter, they pay the tuition. There are two options. Students can pay only the reservation of 1,500 euro and the rest of the tuition fees after visa, or they can opt to pay the full tuition fees before they apply for visa. In this case, their visa chances are better. In both cases, in a very unlikely event of visa denial, we will, of course, immediately reimburse the tuition fees to the candidate. When it comes to applying for visa, I already told you that the process is very smooth because it's handled by Campus Spain. The list of the documents you can see on the left will be prepared entirely by Campus Spain, so you don't have to worry about it. There are only 3 documents students need to take care of in the countries, and these are the police clearance and medical certificate. For both, you will receive a template from Campus Spain. We will tell you exactly how to manage, and it's very easy. And finally, to apply for study visa to Spain, students need to submit original bank statements. On those bank statements, we need to be able to prove savings of approximately 14,000 euro. 14,000 euro savings are required to apply for visa to Spain. Also, in those bank statements of the candidate, we need to show to them. Hello? Is it a question or can I continue? I'll just continue.
Continue, please.
Those bank statements to the embassy to apply for visa, you need to show 14,000 euro, but you also need to show the movements in the account for the last 6 months. Why? Because the Embassy of Spain wants to see that the parents of the student have a source of regular, significant incomes, a good salary or good business incomes. So they will be checking for those incomes in the movements in the account for the last 6 months. If you don't show those movements in the account, we can show the payroll slips of the parents, the salary slips of the parents. What we need to prove is savings of 14,000 euro and also in the family. Finally, it's also worth mentioning that there is a very attractive scheme of staying in Spain, of the stay back in Spain for international students who graduate from Spanish universities. So after graduation, students can apply for up to 2 years of a work search visa. And also once they find a job, it's very easy to convert the study visa into a work visa, and there will be no time limitation as to how long they can stay on work visa. Nobody's going to ask them to leave because they've been working for 3, 4, or 5 years. Actually, after 5 years of working, they can apply for a PR, permanent residency, and after 10 years, they can apply. Also, during the studies, that's also important because this is how students can support them economically. Even during the Spanish pathway program, students can work. They can work up to 30 hours per week and full-time on vacation. So this is the most important information from my side. Now I will leave the floor to any doubt or question you might have. If that's okay for you, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gosia, for the wonderful presentation. I would just want to a little bit summarize because we have some participants who are not very fluent in English but fluent in French. So my French is not too good, but I'm going to summarize so they can also have a benefit of what you just present.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bon, mon français c'est pas très bien, mais j'ai débrouillé pour expliquer. Madame Gosia, c'est la Campus Pen, c'est une organisation qui travaille avec l'Université de Vigo. Pour les étudiants partis en Espagne, il y a des possibilités. Il y a les possibilités pour partir directement sur les universités privées. Avec ça, beaucoup d'universités privées, les programmes, c'est en anglais. Quand les étudiants n'est pas bien sûr pour faire un cours de langue. Directement, l'étudiant parti à l'école, il fait l'anglais. S'il n'a pas compris l'anglais, il fait l'anglais, continue. Ou bien, il fait l'anglais en Afrique, après partir là-bas. Maintenant, si c'est pour université publique, avant de partir université privée, les scolarités, c'est normalement à partir de 5 000 euros par an. Ils partent juste à 10 000 euros par an. Ça dépend des programmes et les filières. Mais pour les universités publiques, l'État d'Espagne donne les subventions juste à 90%. Maintenant, les étudiants juste payent 10%. Mais pour les universités publiques, pour les étudiants va là-bas, les cours c'est en espagnol. Maintenant, avant les étudiants commencer les programmes, il faut faire des langues espagnoles. Maintenant, il y a les possibilités pour partir là-bas à l'Université de Vigo. L'Université de Vigo, c'est une université publique en Espagne. Il faut faire des langues là-bas. Mais les langues, les noms, ce n'est pas seulement langue, parce qu'il y a beaucoup d'écoles qui font les langues. Mais avec l'Université de Vigo, il fait les programmes, le nom du programme, c'est LCA, les langues culturelles adaptation. Ça veut dire, l'étudiant fait les langues, en même temps, il étudie les cultures d'Espagne, il visite beaucoup de places d'Espagne pour bien comprendre les cultures espagnoles. Et également, en même temps, il fait les adaptations pour adapter dans le système universitaire, intégrer dans le système universitaire espagnol, parce que le cours même, il n'y avait pas l'université, pas les scènes de langue comme autres universités, comme autres scènes de formation c'est fait. Ok? Maintenant, pour summariser, les procédures pour entrer, c'est très simple. D'abord, l'étudiant envoie les documents, les passeports, remplir le formulaire. Tout ça, là, les étudiants contactent nous en tant que les représentants officiels pour beaucoup de pays en Afrique. Notre contact, déjà envoyé notre contact dans les Q&A et si c'est possible, prendre notre numéro de WhatsApp ou bien notre email. Les étudiants envoient les documents d'abord. Après envoyer les documents, les universités regardent les documents sans frais d'inscription. Ils regardent les documents. Si le document c'est bon, il fait un entretien avec les étudiants. L'entretien, c'est pourquoi? Ce n'est pas pour regarder votre niveau, combien de points ou bien votre niveau éducateur, non. C'est seulement pour regarder votre sens de visa. Comme Madame Gosia dit, lui là, c'est la chef d'admission, mais en même temps, c'est un avocat immigration. Il bien connaît les procédures de demande de visa en Espagne. Tu compris? Maintenant, si l'étudiant venait à Espagne, si l'étudiant passait l'entretien, il donnait l'aide d'admission conditionnelle. Mais si après il fait l'entretien avec les étudiants, il regardait les sens pour l'étudiant pris le visa, c'est trop bas, il n'est pas donné. Il directement dit que docteur Lamine, ce n'est pas possible pour lui prendre le visa. Les sens pour lui prendre le visa, c'est trop bas. Et je n'ai pas conseillé pour nous sommes fait le visa. En même temps, nous sommes restés. Mais si l'entretien c'est bon, en même temps, il envoie les lettres d'admission conditionnelle. Maintenant, s'il envoie les lettres d'admission conditionnelle, il y a des choses. Soit l'étudiant paye frais de réservation, ça c'est 1250 €, soit l'étudiant paye toutes les scolarités pour augmenter le sens de visa. Maintenant, c'est lui-même qui prépare toutes les procédures de visa, en tant que monsieur Adama, si c'est possible, après tu demandes les questions. Non, c'est lui-même qui fait toutes les procédures d'application de visa. Nous sommes juste envoyés les casiers de judiciaire police, les certificats médicaux, les relevés bancaires. Le reste, l'assurance, tout ça, les applications, les prix en charge, les lettres de sponsors, les lettres de motivation, c'est lui-même en tant qu'avocat immigration, c'est lui-même qui fait toutes les procédures. Et après ça, comment le document s'est fait, il montre nous tout et envoie les documents et nous on fait les documents là-bas pour partir à l'ambassade. Maintenant, une fois l'étudiant pris le visa, il vient. Maintenant, le prix il fait là, pour les langues là, c'est 7 900 euros les premières années. Les 7 900 euros incluent beaucoup de choses. Il inclut quoi? Il donnait les conseils académiques par rapport quelle filière c'est bon pour les étudiants, tout ça là. Les admissions, il fait les admissions à l'université de Vigo avec ça. Il fait les assistants de visa là-bas et trouver les logements pour les étudiants et les assurances santé et accident pour si les étudiants arrivent là-bas, si un malade parti à l'hôpital, c'est là. Il a aidé pour la légalisation des documents avant les étudiants venus. Si les étudiants viennent également, il prend les étudiants à l'aéroport. Il y a le package du welcome package, ça veut dire, et il partit prendre les étudiants à l'aéroport. Il prend les étudiants pour faire une tournée dans les villes, pour les étudiants connaissent les villes. Également, il donnait une carte transport pour les étudiants utiliser ça pour utiliser les transports publics à Espagne. Il donnait une carte SIM et également il fait les tours de campus parce que c'est une grande université. Il faut pour rencontrer les campus, c'est ici, prendre les bus, c'est ici, mange et raconter et montrer les étudiants pour faire le cadre de séjour et ouverture des comptes bancaires là-bas. Et également, si les premières années de là où il fait les LCA là, il aider les étudiants. C'est 24 de 24 étudiants, bien sûr, une assistance. Tout ça, c'est dans la prix. Et après après les langues également, il fait les admissions pour les universités publiques, les étudiants, bien sûr, pour partir. Maintenant, presque toutes les filières, c'est possible pour les étudiants étudier là-bas sans faire une test, sans faire un examen d'entrée, sauf les filières médecine. Les médecines, les étudiants, bien sûr, pour faire un examen, d'accord, lui encore, il prépare les étudiants pour les étudiants prendre ça. Mais si ce n'est pas ça programme, les étudiants, il n'y a pas, bien sûr, les choses là, les examens là. Maintenant, par rapport au prix, le logement, c'est entre 280 jusqu'à 350 euros par mois. Il y a également le coût de vie par rapport aux manger et tout ça là, dit que ça c'est entre 100 jusqu'à 180 euros. Et également pour les, bon, peut-être tu bien sûr que certaines choses, toujours c'est bon que tu programmes plus de 100 euros, comme si en cas quelque chose venait, l'étudiant utiliser ça. C'est ça, bon, il dit que comme c'est en tant qu'avocat immigration, par rapport au visa, c'est un espace pour ça, il aide les étudiants beaucoup ça. Et il y a beaucoup d'écoles de langue en Espagne parce que c'est la semaine passée, moi-même, j'ai venu, j'ai rencontré avec lui, avec presque plusieurs universités et des centres de langue d'espagnol. Mais pourquoi nous sommes décidés pour toujours continuer de travailler avec Campus Spain? Parce que presque tous les autres étudiants qui nous sont travaillés avec lui, nous sommes toujours les sorciers parce qu'il fait tout. Les autres universités, si les étudiants, bien sûr, peuvent venir juste envoyer, donner l'aide d'admission, c'est l'étudiant même qui gère tout. Si tu arrives, les logements, quelqu'un n'est pas pris, toi, à l'aéroport, tous les assistants, les homologations, c'est toi-même qui partis juste à Madrid pour régler ça. Mais avec Campus Spain, toutes les choses, il fait toutes les choses et il donne un prix et toutes les choses, c'est couverture dans le même prix. En bref, ça, c'est les choses, il fait les présentations pour les gens qui n'ont pas bien compris l'anglais. Merci beaucoup. Okay, thank you so much for for that presentation. Now I am going to read some of the questions to you. Now we have a question from one. He said, is it possible to enroll a student for this program who have a student visa and he's within Spain, but his student visa got expired? We cannot hear you.
I am, as a member of Campus Spain team, I am also an immigration lawyer. So I will need to see more details of the student situation. If you can help him later to contact me, we can check the situation. But if he's irregular, most likely we can give him admission to the Spanish pathway program, but he will need to go back to his country and apply for a new study visa.
Thank you so much. I hope that answers your question. So I have another student. On the LCA program, can applicant travel with a dependent?
Yes, you can apply for a visa for your spouse, your wife or husband, and for your children who are financially dependent from you. That's allowed.
I hope that answers your question, Mr. Michael. I have another question. He said, at their thesis program, do you also offer PhD programs?
Yes, we can also help students with admission to a PhD program in a public university in Spain. But first, students also will need to take the Spanish LCA program and get the Spanish language certificate.
Mr. Lalo also asked, does LCA program have installment payment method, or the payment need to be made in full?
The payment can be divided in 2 installments, 1,500 euro before applying for visa, and the remaining 6,400 once visa was granted, but before traveling to Spain. That's the only installment plan we can offer due to immigration regulation in Spain. Students need to prove their course is fully paid to be able to enter Spain. Spanish border, this is going to be checked there.
Okay. So we also have some couple of questions that have been asked by students. So I wanted to also put those ones. Before then, those who have questions, I think it would be better if you can ask this. Now, one other person just sent a message. She said, please, can you ask, can students work while studying?
Yes, students can work while studying 30 hours per week and full-time in summer. Even during Pathway Spanish program, students can work. It's a lot of hours, and the minimum wage in Spain is very high, so it's very easy to support financially all students' expenses with the part-time job. However, please, it's very important. When you apply for visa, you cannot go to the embassy and say, I am not showing the funds, the savings for my living expenses because I am planning to work. This is not going to work. Even if you are planning to support yourself with a part-time job, when you apply for visa, you still need a sponsor that can prove they have enough savings, just in case you don't find a job, for example.
Thank you. So, madam, they can work for 30 hours while school is going on, and during holiday, they can even work for full-time. Now, correct. I have another question from Paulini Ali. He said, what are the program or training programs that you have? What programs are offered to international students upon completion of LCA?
Absolutely all programs. There is no limitation. Any degree, any master that exists in a Spanish university, we can get a student admitted to this program. Degrees in anything you want. I was mentioning the most popular ones, like medicine, business, architecture, engineering. But some students study fine arts, Chinese language, culinary arts, sports management. It's absolutely up to you. If the degree or master is offered, but even one Spanish university, we can be your pathway to the specific program.
Can I receive help in applying for LCA program?
I think this one should be taken by you because you will be the one helping the student.
Mr. Franco, we have just put our contact details, so get in touch with us. We will help you with everything that you need.
All I can add,
there are some few times left for the September intake. If you want it, we can work on it fast. If you also want to get the January intake, there is no problem. Our contact detail is pinned in there. Kindly take it and get in touch. Yes, you wanted to add something.
Please do. You will be in very good hands of very professional experts in international education. All I wanted to add.
Thank you. Okay, so another question says, how much Okay, I'll come to you, madam. Another question said, how much would a student need in the bank statement to apply for the visa? And in case he's also applying with the dependents, did he need to show funds for the dependent too, and how much?
Yes, for every dependent person, we need to show extra funds. Okay, to give you an idea, approximately for every dependent for 1 year, we need 10,000 euro more.
10,000 euros.
More or less, approx. But to be on the safe side, I would say 10,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Student needs to prove 14,000 euro savings.
14,000.
Before paying the tuition fees. If the tuition fees are fully paid when student applied for visa, then they need to prove 7,200 euro.
How much?
7,200.
Thank you for that. So another. Yes, I'll see the number. So one also asks, what is the age?
Good. For bachelor's degree candidates, we will be expecting candidates who are maximum 23 years old. But what is important is that the gap between high school and starting the bachelor is not longer than 2 years, please. Okay? And for masters, we can admit candidates up to 25 years old. Again, the batch between bachelor's and masters should not be longer than 2 years.
Okay, right. So the maximum age we are looking at is 23, but it also depends on the gap. When did you finish school? And since you finished, what you have been doing? Even though your age is 23, but you finished about 4 years ago and you have not doing something, might be complicated. But like she's the immigration lawyer, when the time comes, this is why she's conducting the interview to assess your visa chances, to look at the chance that if he applied the visa, he's going to get it. But if he sees that your chances of getting visas are really very low, in fact, he doesn't continue because we have been working together. He will automatically tell me, I mean, if I apply for this student, he's not going to get a visa, and then that is probably going to affect his future immigration chances, and he will not proceed with that. So another student said, I finished my bachelor degree in 2015. Can I still apply for master's degree?
I would like to follow on what you've just said. If the student feels that he or she can show very good, very strong financial documents, we could have an interview to assess visa chances, because it's a long gap. So I need to look in detail. It might be complicated. However, if the student is still young and has good financial documents, we could have an interview and consider.
Okay. So in case if we want to translate document into Spanish. Okay, so yeah, please listen. Okay. LCA program, do you continue bachelor's in Spanish or do you have English as well after the LCA program?
After LCA program, students can take bilingual degrees. Most of the degrees and masters in Spanish public universities are bilingual. Some subjects will be in English, but some other subjects will be in Spanish. Most of the subjects that are in Spanish will be English friendly, so you can still use some English study materials, but you will be expected to understand Spanish.
Okay, so there is a question who say, can a person who also apply for the LCA program?
If you have a valid tourist visa or any kind of visa to a Schengen country, and this visa is valid and will continue being valid for at least 30 days, you can apply for study visa here in Spain, and it's very easy. So basically, if you have a valid Schengen visa, then age limits, the gap limits will not apply, because it will be very easy to get visa for you here in Spain.
Oh. Another question. In case I have made a payment of the full fee, and then unfortunately my visa got refused, what is your refund policy?
We refund the whole amount within 30 days since we received the visa denial letter. We keep 500 euro. 500 euro of administrative fees. So if you paid 7,900, you will get back 7,400 euro. And from different embassies of Spain all over the world that will give you this guarantee and this warranty that we always reimburse the fees. Please don't worry about this. I know how important it is in African embassies to fully prepay for the course. So I know students are worried they don't want to lose this money in case of visa denial. We are a serious institution linked to a local government, linked to a public university. Please rest assured the reimbursement will be done immediately. And it's very transparent. We will keep 500 euro of the administrative fees for all the work on your visa application, for the admission letter from the university, but the remaining 7,400 euro within 30 days from the visa denial will be back in your bank account. 100% guaranteed.
Another question, is it Campus Spain or University of Vigo that is handling the LCA? Can you differentiate?
Yes, of course. The language program, Spanish language classes are handled and managed by the University of Vigo, which is a state university. So that the Spanish language teachers are University of Vigo teachers, and students take language classes at the University of Vigo campus. Now, for the adaptation to university and application and admission to university part, this part is handled by Campus Spain. Campus Spain has a collaboration agreement with the University of Vigo to co-organize this course this way.
Okay. What is the age limit for someone who wants to go for master's degree?
First I said 25, then I said it depends. So let's put it this way, it's 25, but if your financial situation is very comfortable, we can also discuss older candidates. But the money will be the key. I'm sorry to say that, but this is what the embassy wants to see, that somebody has enough money to actually stop working and move to another country at that age, you know. So we can discuss.
Please, if you have questions, drop your questions. So the guy from Ghana, please contact us with the contact, so we will link you to our office in Accra, so you can meet with them. So I've sent my contacts. Get in touch with us. My email, telephone numbers, everything is in there. So it's the same email. When you register for the webinar, you have already received an email from us. So you can equally email us there, and then we are going to give all the information. So I have a new question. 1 minute, I'll open it to read. Okay, he said that the Spanish visa the person is having, it will expire in 18 days. The Spanish visa validity is less than 30 days.
Oh, then no. We need a visa that will be valid. The thing is, you can apply for visa here in Spain. When you enter legally Spain, and your stay in Spain is still legal for at least 30 days, but this is the requirement of 30 days validity, we can apply for visa here, and it's very easy. Very, very easy. We know how to do that. But the condition is you must still be able to stay regularly in Spain for at least 30 days. So let's say 45 days validity.
Okay, great, get that. Another question, how is the, after post-study, there is saying that there is, after graduation, there is a work study visa, 1 year for bachelor degree and 2 years for those who graduate with master's degree. what is the procedure to convert from the study to work upon completion of the academic program, either master's or bachelor in Spain?
Well, as long as you have graduated from an official, all you have to do is to find a company that is willing to hire you, and you will have 1 or 2 years on the work search visa to do that. And then the company helps you to submit documents to the immigration office, and normally the decision comes out very quickly. This is a special treatment only for students who graduate from official degree and master from Spanish universities.
Okay, so for the benefit of those who arrive a little bit late, please correct me, Ms. Kozyra, if I am wrong. So to proceed with the application process, we will send the application form and the passport. Later, we send the academic documents, and then you will have without paying any application fee, then you will have an interview with the student to determine the eligibility. After
Correct.
the interview, you are going to determine if the student is okay to proceed with. Then, in that case, you will issue the conditional admission letter for the student to proceed with the application process. Is this correct?
It's absolutely correct.
Ok. Bon, les procédures, comme c'est dit, c'est même chose. D'abord, il n'y a pas un frais d'inscription, envoie les documents avec le passeport, et après, l'université fait un entretien avec les étudiants. Si l'entretien c'est bon, l'université envoie l'aide d'admission conditionnelle. Après ça, l'étudiant fait le paiement à la scolarité. Après le paiement à la scolarité, l'université envoie l'aide d'admission finale. Assister si les demandes de visa. So I'm also going to add some questions that is regarding the okay, there's one more question. Let me read that. They said, are we required to provide any language proficiency exam like IELTS, TOEFL, or any other language before we can be accepted?
No IELTS,
Okay.
no TOEFL, no GMAT, nothing.
Okay.
Just come and
Mr.
learn
John.
with us.
Mr. John, there is no any language requirement at all. Even your student is from a French-speaking country or is from an English-speaking country, he doesn't
Correct.
need any language requirement if he's going through an LCA program. All he needs to do is he has to at least have a high school diploma. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. Actually, they have a big advantage, because if you speak French, learning Spanish is too easy. Those two languages are very similar.
Yes, I just find out that recently when I came to Madrid. I just realized that the Spanish and this really takes a whole lot of time. Now, another question, how long does it take to process the admission?
It's very quick. It's very quick. Since you submit the documents, you will be invited for it in September. Since we need to go fast, probably the interview will be in 2-3 days, and another 2-3 days waiting time for the admission letter. So in 1 week, since you apply, you will have your offer letter.
Now, I have some very important questions. Like you said, students are very well overwhelmed. Everybody wanted to study. But again, getting an admission do not guarantee. Now, some students here also, they have the money. But I just want you, as an immigration lawyer, as a head of admission, as somebody who has been dealing with visa for quite some time, what would be your advice for the proof of fund, that is the bank statement, the financial document, who can sponsor a student? My
recommendation always is the parents. What is not allowed in most of African countries is for the companies to sponsor the employees. That's not allowed. Those who are not direct relatives are not allowed. So this should be mother and father.
Okay. So the parents are the most recommended individuals, either mother or the father, that to apply for the visa. Now, again, another question I wanted to ask again is regarding the. Okay, before then, let me just quickly give you the question for this guy. Is it possible to apply for PhD again after LCA program?
Is it possible to apply? PhD, yes, it's possible. It's possible. Students need to prove they have graduated from a master's degree in the country. They need to look for a PhD related to the field of studies of the master's degree. And we need the B2 level Spanish language certificate for most of the PhD programs. So again, first students need to go through the LCA program. And during LCA program, Campus Spain team will help students to explore all the options for all PhD programs available. And we will also take care of the application and admission process.
Okay, right.
That's frankly speaking more complicated, but you can self-sponsor yourself if your finances are good enough. So your own, yes, in this
So
case,
a husband cannot sponsor a wife.
Yes, but you need to prove more than 14,000, much more than 14,000 euro for that.
So we will say that you.
No cases. If you check the visa instructions of most of the embassies, it actually says the only sponsor they allow. But you know, when the money is really good, we can submit other sponsor, and they will understand that the situation financially is very solvent. Okay, but the general rule is this should be the parents.
Another question, somebody above 23 years, but with proof of gap, for example, he finished a high school diploma, he did a 2-year course, bachelor degree, but the age is above 23. What is your recommendation?
We will need to meet for an interview, admission the interview, and assess the visa chances basing on the overall situation assessment. I will be happy to do that. As you know, the application process does not imply any application fee. So applying and taking part in the interview is totally free.
Okay, great. Guys, if you have any question, please do ask questions before we will let her go. Are there any further questions? Yes, Mr. Michael, applicants can sponsor themselves. Yes, she said that. She said it's better for applicants to sponsor themselves than even a spouse sponsor. So, but all along, the money is very important from what we understand. If you're applying for Spanish visa, the embassy want to see that the student or the sponsor of the student really have enough money to send the student there. That the student will work. No, they don't have to presume, because anything can happen when you get there. You might not be able to get a job, something can come up. So they have to evaluate your visa based on what is in front of them, not what will be in future. They don't forecast. So so having enough money is really very imperative. Are there any questions before we will let her go? Just some round-up. When do you say will be the deadline for the September intake?
25th of June, but the sooner the later, the better, please. The sooner the better for September. By 25th of June, we can accept new candidates if they are open to very quickly, when they get an offer letter, pay the reservation and start immediately to work on their visa.
Okay. And when will the January intake be open?
It's already open for applications as well.
So we can equally apply for January intake for students.
Correct.
Do you want them to legalize the document here at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs before arriving in Spain?
Yes. Also, when they apply for visa, they will need to show that their academic documents are legalized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of their country, and in case of most of the countries, also by the Spanish embassy. But we also explain this procedure, and we also help with this procedure.
Okay. So
this is not necessary. I mean, this is not necessary to apply for pathway program. For Spanish LCA, we don't need to legalize the documents. But when students apply for visa, they should show that their documents are already legalized.
Okay. So a student, I forgot to ask this. He was asked to me. I have like 2 students who came, have a bachelor degree in Spanish language, Spanish culture, literature, but these students do not have any level test. So they just study at the university. They study. In fact, one of them is a Spanish teacher here, but they haven't sit for any DELE or any Spanish language test to determine their level. What is possible for such students?
We can help those students to sit for a level assessment online with our Spanish teachers. They will recommend level Spanish course here in Spain, which is shorter and much cheaper. And then we can combine taking only B2 level Spanish language course, B2 or C1, with all our help and assistance to get them admitted to further master's degree in Spain. But they don't need to take full Spanish LCA program. Only a few weeks or months, depending on the level they show. But again, they can take a free level assessment test with our Spanish teachers, and they will be advised on how many weeks of preparation they need in Spain. Then they sit for DELE on forced tactless exam and minimum. But it's not going to be the full LCA program. Probably it's going to be 2 months of Spanish preparation and then straight to the university.
Wonderful. I don't know what will be your, let me check, I'm not sure there's any question. What would be your final words to students and parents who are here and they are interested in getting to Spain to have an opportunity, especially to public universities that are quite affordable, that are within the budget of many of the students? What would be your advice to them in terms of?
My advice will be, if you want to study abroad, but you don't want to use a huge budget, Spain is a perfect alternative. You will get top quality world education in a safe and friendly country. You've just been to Madrid. We've met in Madrid just a couple of weeks ago. You will probably confirm, I'm sure you will confirm that the quality of safety, of life, the weather, the food, infrastructure, it's amazing. And you can benefit for that with really reasonable budget. It's not like studying in Canada, US, UK, which is, oh my God, it's so expensive. This is affordable, reasonable. So if you do have some savings and you want to invest in a quality education, Spain is the country you should consider. And all international students are very happy in Spain. I used to be an international student in Spain myself. I'm not Spanish. And once I graduated from university, Spain was already my home. So I decided to stay and live here. This is how good the country is.
Wonderful. So on that note, we would like to close the webinar right now. So our contact, like I said, our contact details are here. You can get in touch with us. If you are not in one of the countries that we don't have an agency, we definitely have our partners we are going to put you through so they can be of help. But the procedure is quite simple and easy. Like I said, just get in touch with us. We will be able to help you if you can. Intake is open. On that note, all those who are also doing their final exam, we wanted to wish you all the best in your final high school diploma exam. One question, those who are currently, so we have students who are currently doing their final high school diploma, but the results will come out some in July, some in August. Is it possible to make application with their
yes.
transcript or what they have now?
Yes, please. Don't wait until you graduate. You can apply, just show us the last year transcripts for the application process, and you can process your application already. No problem.
Okay. 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 Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, Ms. Goza, it's a pleasure to speak to you again. And
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Yeah, we hope to see most of our students in Vigo.
Fingers crossed for that. I'm sure that will happen soon.
Yeah. Say hi to Gonzala.
Will do. Thank you very much. He's not around. He's traveling, but I will let him know. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Gracias. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Gracias.
All right. See you in Spain.
All right.
Amen. Big boss.
Meetings. So for all those who are in another country that do not have our contact, this is our contact. Get in touch with us. Our WhatsApp numbers are there. We have +9053573307775. We also have +22999726666 and info@cecafrique.com. So yeah, we will help you with everything that is needed. So it's really a great opportunity for those who do not have high budget. Private universities can be expensive, but anyone who know CEC, we always try to bring something that would match with the budget of the students. So that is why we are trying to bring the public university to your doorsteps and see how you can, it can match with your budget. So this is since we have started working with Campus Spain, I would say that 98% of our students who pass through them, they have visa success. Because like she's an immigration lawyer, she is also a head of admission. They are always in the embassy, so she have a lot of ideas. She knows what is needed. That's why even though we are also expert in the visa side, she doesn't want us to handle the visa application. She will say, I want to handle it myself. The only thing I need from them is 3 things. That is what? That is their police report, their medical certificate, and their bank statement. The rest, she'll be the one to prepare everything and send it. Even when it is difficult to get and contact them to get an appointment so the student can go to make an application. And one thing I like about it, I said it, no gain, no lose. So you apply, you send your document, we send to them first. We made a preliminary application without any application fee, unlike all other Spanish institutions. You don't need to pay any application fee at all. First, they will do the placement, you have an interview, and then after the interview, if everything goes well, then they will now issue you the conditional admission letter and ask you to pay the school directly to the university. So this is quite something that is quite straightforward, and it doesn't cost you much, unlike other institutions that will not look at your visa chances. Okay, pay this, and then at the end of the day, if you don't have the visa, then you're going to waste your time. But they look at it, if your chances are low, they don't even give you. So I think that is something that is commendable. So I will encourage everyone to try this opportunity. And then those who are agents, get in touch with us, then we can discuss the opportunities and the partnership we are going to have with them. So we are always open for having partnership with agency. If you are an agency, if you are a student recruitment agency, study abroad agent, and then you are in here, get in touch with us. Let's see how we can partner and then give the opportunity to diverse number of African students in your country, anywhere you are, so more students can have opportunities. So if anybody have a question you want to ask, again, feel free to ask.
Okay, Mr. Lamin, good afternoon.
Afternoon, madam.
Okay, what I want to say, she mentioned something about sponsorship. For instance, my daughter, she's already in her final year in high school, and it's her uncle that has been sponsoring her. So in this kind of situation, she wants to apply because she's already in her final year. They're going to start exam in Ghana in August. She's going to do her final exam in August. Are you saying that our uncle cannot sponsor her because she would like to apply to this painting?
Okay, so what she's trying to say is it's much better that the direct parent sponsor the student. Now, if it is a third party, in that case, he has to interview them. He has to know the financial situation, because in that case, they will require that they have a whole lot of money in that account for the thing to look realistic. Because if a student do not make any payment to the school, the Spanish embassy will need them to have about 14,000 euros in the bank account in order to apply. They need 14,000 euros if they have not paid anything. That is approximately 10 million CFA. Okay, so someone who is not your child, and you are having about 12 or 15 million, like unrealistic for that person to take almost 75 to 80% of his total savings and want to put on the student. So that is how they are thinking, because you know that these people, they sometimes they refuse visas based on cultural reasons, because over there for them it doesn't make sense, because they don't see it. In fact, it is very it's very rare for somebody who is your uncle, your cousin, your aunt to sponsor you. It is either your mom or your father who have to sponsor you. If they don't have you, so for them this is not realistic. So, but if they see that the sponsor have a whole lot of money, they need 10 million, he have 50, 60 million. Of course, in that case, it might work.
Okay,
so, but
what of somebody like me? You know what I mean? What of somebody like me? You know what I mean?
Like you?
Yes, as in my brother.
Okay, yeah, that could work. That could work. That could work.
Can we go ahead?
Yes, so definitely we can.
I'm talking about animal dad. Can my daughter go ahead with the animal dad?
We will have to look at your link. The show names, I don't know if there is any this thing whether
I'm a
there
woman.
is.
I'm married, so
you change your name. Okay, we will talk about that.
Okay,
we talk
then
about
secondly,
that. Yeah.
Secondly, can Alimo apply to this?
Yes, he can. If he want, we can even apply for the September intake.
We are done. Please let's talk.
Okay, no problem. Guys, so I have another meeting. So if you have questions, please ask now, because I'll be leaving the meeting in a few minutes.
Big boss,
any other? Yes, please.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Ayano.
Mr. Christoph.
Is that Christoph? How are you, bro?
My friend, I'm great. How are you?
Great.
Thank God. So long time.
Yes. Do you have a question?
Yeah. For now you are in June. When you want to start the school in Spain?
Pardon me?
Now you are in June. When you want to start the school?
It's either September, there is entrée de septembre et entrée de janvier.
September and January.
Pour entrer les janvier, mais le délai c'est 25 juin. Le délai c'est 25 juin.
25 juin. Okay. To start the bachelor degree, you don't have a problem of the age of that.
Pardon me?
For bachelor, the connection is not
Licence, c'est ça?
Licence, première année.
Oui, c'est ça. Bon, licence là, il dit que pour les licences, il y a tous les programmes d'abord. Si c'est université privée là, il n'y a pas de souci, il y a toujours l'entrée. mais avec beaucoup de programmes, c'est en anglais. Tu compris?
Yeah.
Maintenant, il y a certaines universités qui demandaient d'abord les étudiants fait le test langue. On va faire certains niveaux avant d'accepter les étudiants. Mais si c'est les universités publiques, tu passais d'abord faire les programmes de LCA, les langues culturelles adaptation, d'abord à l'université publique. Après ça, ils garantissent une admission pour vous à l'université publique, sauf les programmes de médecine, parce qu'il y a un examen, il faut l'étudiant faire ça.
Okay, right. Okay.
Okay. So guys, I have to go now. I want to thank you once again for your time, and our contacts are there once again. Get in touch with us. Yes, Mr. Kumbra, you have a question. Please go on. Please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. I cannot hear you. Click on the mic. Click on the mic. Click on your mic so that I can hear you. Great. You can speak now.
Yeah. For example, now we're having some people, their age is more like a 30 years old, and they want to apply. How can I do this?
Their
age like a 30 and 32. Yes, they want to apply like a new student.